Hey guys, got my lovely wife in front of the camera today, Personal Defense. What do you got there?
I got a Mosin Type 53 carbine with a cool bayonet here, date stamped 1954. And let's take a look at this. Empty.
Stay right there. And what are we going to be doing to this Mosin?
So we're going to be sanding it down and cleaning it up and possibly staining it depending on the outcome.
Just the wooden stock. Here's a shot of the bore. You can see rifling is excellent and the bore is actually pretty good, so this is going to be a good shooting Mosin, I think.
Sucker here.
Alright, so now that I got this on the bench here, I pulled the bolt out, and there's a ton of cosmoline. I had previously cleaned the bolt though, so it's good to go. I cleaned and oiled it. Now you can see the condition of this stock is very, very rough. It's full of cosmoline. Typically all the Type 53s that I see are in this condition. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this down just to get all the magazine and the trigger and the barrel and everything out of it. Then we'll start working on the stock. So first thing you got to do is remove, there's a screw right here that's very rusted and cosmoline covered. And after you take the bolt out, there's a screw right there that you take out. And then the whole, actually the whole like pretty much assembly comes out. So that's what we're going to do. So check this out. When I pull this out of here, look at all the cosmoline on this. So I can only assume that that's how much cosmoline is in the wood. I've read reports that you can wrap the wood in newspaper and set it out in the sun on a hot sunny day, and all the cosmoline will melt out and go into the newspaper. Whether or not I do that will determine on how my first little sanding goes. Maybe that'll be worth it rather than just sanding everything off, but we'll see how that goes. Here, WD-40 works pretty well for taking off cosmoline, so that's what I'm using right now.
You got an ice cream?
So here, I don't know if you can see the amount of cosmoline that is on this thing. It is just covered with cosmoline. So what I'm doing is getting it off. I got some off the barrel there. Sorry, my family's in the background.
Yeah.
My parents are here. My wife's got surgery tomorrow, so that's the noise you hear in the background because we're all outside. Anyway, cosmoline. The inside of the stock is completely covered, but I don't really care about the inside of the stock, so mostly all I care about is the outside. Alright, here we go. I got the metal all cleaned. The magazine, the barrel, the bolt, the bayonet, everything. I cleaned all the cosmoline out of everything. The next step would be the stock, where I did a test sand on it there, and you can see it's a nice color that's going to come out. So what I'm going to do is wipe this thing down with mineral spirits first. And yeah, it's going to have some scratches and bumps in it, but I think it's going to turn out really good looking. I'm going to sand it all down so it gets to this color and then varnish it. What do you got there, Elena?
The Mosin Type 53.
And how come it is together?
Well, we were supposed to go shooting today, but the range was so packed that we couldn't get in and we didn't want to wait, so we decided to come home and work on it some more, refinishing it, so I guess we'll be breaking it down again.
Yeah, my idea was we were going to shoot it today and see how well the accuracy was. I showed you a video of the bore earlier, and the bore looks great. So I think this is going to be a great shooting gun. However, the range for some reason today was just completely packed, and it was an hour-long wait, the outdoor range. They have up to 200-yard targets, and I really wanted to see how well this did, but we didn't get a chance to, so maybe tomorrow we can go shoot it. And today, my lovely assistant is going to help me sand it finally and refinish it. And I also got some stain, and it's the 2-in-1 stain with polyurethane in it.
Yeah.
I don't have it over there, but it's a satin finish rather than a gloss. And I think we both agree that the satin is going to look better than gloss.
Yes.
Right. And it's going to sort of darken up this wood, but you can see this wood has seen much better days. But I think that adds to the whole character to it. Don't you?
Yeah, I like it.
Or would you rather? Alright, so we're looking at my Type 53 in pieces here. And right here is the actual stain that I ended up using. It's called Mission Oak. And this is the Polyshade Satin and Polyurethane in one step. Made by Minwax. I hardly used any of it. I also painted the butt plate. It was all beat up. It's still a little beat up, but you know what? I think it adds a little character. If we come over here, here's the top cover that's been stained. And I also put a coat of satin polyurethane on it. This side has one coat of that the stain, the Mission Oak stain on it. If I could get it to focus. There we go. One coat of the stain on it, and then one coat of polyurethane on it. I think it looks pretty good. For polyurethane, I'm using this fast drying clear satin Minwax polyurethane, wipe on polyurethane. So the end here has it, and then all this has it. Now on the other side here, this just has the stain done to it, and I had to sand it a bit because I kind of had some dark spots with the stain and everything, but this just has stain, that polyurethane stain in one, but then I put a coat of polyurethane on the front here. Anyway, so I was trying to match this to this. I ended up not staining this piece at all because it was a little bit darker compared to the rest of the wood, so you can see it matches pretty well. And this just has a couple of coats of the polyurethane on it. Alright, what do you got there, Elena?
So we got a Mosin Nagant Type 53 carbine that we've been refinishing. Well, you've been refinishing for the past 4 days now. So here's the end product.
So some people may not have seen, I mean, they've seen a Mosin 9130, obviously the big huge long gun that you remember. I used to have one. And some people have seen the M44 and the M38 Russian. This one is a Chinese Type 53.
Well, this Type 53 is a Chinese, but it happens to be an exact replica of the Russian M44 Mosin, which is the exact replica, same bayonet. It's chambered in, what's it chambered in again?
7.62 by 54R.
So exact same setup.
And what I did, I'm kind of a dork here, but what I did is when I refinished it, I got a remake of a Chinese sling. I got remakes of Chinese stripper clips, and I also got, it didn't come with a cleaning rod, so I got a remake of a Chinese cleaning rod as well. And my lovely assistant here is wearing a remake of a Chinese, that's actually an SKS magazine pouch, but just figured it fit the whole theme of the video. Typically, Type 53s are always beat up, tarnished, and they just don't look good. So I kind of wanted to keep the beat up look, and as you can see, this side's beat up the most. All the hacks and dings on it and everything. Flip it around so you show the bottom to me. This side is the good side, aside from the numbers in the stock there at the other end. But see, you can see there's a big ding right there at the bottom. I mean, it's not perfect. It's been through some crap. It's beat up. Anyway, so I wanted to keep that authentic Type 53 kind of beat up look, but I wanted it to look better than any other Type 53 out there. Removed the cosmolines, and I sanded the stock starting with 150 grit, went to 220, and then went to 320. We took a beat up, cheap Chinese rifle and turned it into a beautiful, functional piece of history. So, Elena, you know what this is, right?
Yeah, it's an SKS.
Okay, but the thing about this SKS is it's also a Chinese-made version. And my Mosin back there was made in 1954. This SKS was made in 1958. Both of these were issued. The Mosin obviously saw a lot more use than this SKS. I don't know if somebody refinished the stock or if it was issued and just never got used, but they were both issued. So this is kind of the start of my Chinese-made Russian military surplus stuff. I'd like to get a Chinese military pistol or a Russian pistol to go along with this collection. So any suggestions would be much appreciated. So thanks for watching. Thanks, Elena, for helping me refinish it, and thanks for wearing that stupid mag holder.